If you are awake and fast asleep at the same time, you are asleep and awake at the same time, this is called Turya. If you are in a state of Turya, we say you are a Mrutyunjay. That means you are deathless. Because if you can be awake in your sleep, you will also be awake when you have to shed the body. So there is no question of death for such a person.
Because life and death are happening at the same time. It is only the ignorant who think, right now I am alive and one day I will die. No, both are happening at the same time. They are not two different things actually. Only for the sake of understanding, we have to divide them. Otherwise it's just life and life. One dimension of life and another dimension of life. So this transition from one dimension of life to another becomes an easy doorway. Every day you have this doorway available to you, that is, between wakefulness and sleep is as good as life and death. If you know how to exploit this doorway, if you stay alert till that last moment, do you ever know when you actually slept off? You think you're there, but after some time, you don't know when you slept. If you can take yourself to that moment, it's as good as being conscious at the moment of death. You master your mortality if you just manage to stay awake when you slip into sleep.
See, this is an opportunity for you. The best preparation for death is make an attempt to try to fall asleep consciously. Instead of drifting away, if you shift from wakefulness to sleep consciously, death will become a play. So, the moment of sleep is a tremendous opportunity. If you sleep in a certain way, tomorrow morning when you wake up, you can be significantly one notch up. Every day you have this opportunity to practice death. If you can manage that moment, like, you can do this consciously, right? Just like that, from wakefulness to sleep. If you can do it that way, that's it, you are Mrutyunjay, because there is no death for you.
If you are a spiritual seeker, then you must be careful about how you spend your time before you go to bed in the night and after you wake up in the morning. It's because these are two crucial times when your mind is in the most receptive state. And so anything you put into it at these two times will go very deep into it, deep into the depth of the unconscious layers of the mind. So just have a close look at what you do during these two times. Most of the people are hooked on to their TV sets or to their cell phones before they go to bed. And this is what they also do when they wake up. So no wonder they don't wake up fresh even after 8-10 long hours of sleep. It happens because what you do just before you go to bed will continue in the subconscious layer of your mind, even after you have fallen asleep. And because of this, your mind remains in continuous activity. And this continuous activity of the mind dissipates your precious energy. And because of this, you don't wake up fresh even after long hours of sleep. And this is also a hindrance on your spiritual path, because what goes on in your mind shapes your whole personality and makes you do what you do. So try to make sure that you do something which is conducive to your spiritual growth, like reading some spiritual text, hearing talks of the spiritual master that you follow. And so when you fall asleep reading a spiritual text or hearing the talks of your spiritual master, then those thoughts will continue even in your sleep. If you ponder over those thoughts of a spiritual text or the spiritual master, you will notice that it leads to the reduction in the number of thoughts in your mind. And this is the difference between a thought which contains this world and the thought which pertains to your real nature. Thoughts which are concerned with the world will always multiply. One thought will lead to another thought, which in turn will lead to another one, and so on and so forth. Whereas the thoughts from the spiritual text or from an enlightened master will reduce the number of thoughts in your mind if you ponder over them, if you contemplate on them. This is what mantras do. You go on chanting the mantra given by your spiritual master, and what it does is that it reduces the number of thoughts in your mind. And a time comes when this mantra alone remains in your mind. And then even this mantra also disappears, leaving you in the company of the divine, leaving you in the company of the infinite. So try to make sure that you do something which allows you to remain meditative even when you have fallen asleep. You can also practice meditation before you go to bed, and that is the best way to sleep. If you fall asleep after doing meditation, you would sleep like a baby and you would experience the deepest rest possible. And the next day when you wake up, you would feel that deep relaxation in your whole being. Every cell of your body would then feel relaxed. And then when you wake up this way, don't destroy this deeply relaxed state by getting involved in, any sort of worldly affair, like reading newspaper or having a useless chat with someone. Instead, use these precious morning hours in going deeper within yourself. Use your morning hours in practicing meditation, reading a spiritual text, doing yogasana, or hearing the talk of your spiritual master. If you spend your morning hours like that, then it will change the whole quality of your day. You will feel the subtle emanation of bliss within you throughout the day, and this will help you in remaining aware in all your actions. If you really want to quicken your spiritual progress, then make sure that you take care of the time before you go to bed and the time after you wake up.